I'd like to speak to you real quickly about something you may be unaware of, or that you may be distracting yourself from. I don't know how much you've researched or studied or learned for yourself about energy and how you function as a being on a planet, a reality, a dimension, a plane of existence, however you want to phrase it in your dream. Okay? In your little bubble, whatever you are, you're still a humanoid being. You're still functioning off of energy. You consume energy, you discard energy. Okay? You think, you feel, I would hope, and you do. And then you reproduce somehow, or you create something. Okay? You're an animal. You are within an animal being. The animal being you are is a chimera of sorts, a creature that's a combination of many forms of creatures. You're also source, and there is a creator, and in some way you are also that. Now, do you hear these birds? They're all also you. They use the same energy. Whether they're a hologram or real, they still use energy, light, power, okay? Then there are things they consume, things they discard, and then things that consume them. The birds eat the bugs and the worms in the soil. Birds also eat the worms. The gophers and the mice sometimes eat the bugs. Do you see what I mean? The birds then eat the mice, and then the humans eat the birds, and the mosquitoes eat the humans, and they eat from the humans, as do many other things. You're an animal on a planet. You're an animal in this dream. The anthropos animal. You're made in the likeness of your creator, whatever type of energy you have, you believe it is, or you know it is to be. Because it's just your perception of it. What it is and what you think it is are two completely different things. There are beings that are also from this creation that consume humans, human energy, human thoughts, actions, words. Okay? These things are called entities. They are just as existent as the bird in that tree, the bugs crawling on that tree that you don't see, and the ones beneath the grass, and the ones crawling within you, the bacteria, everything else, okay? So, there are entities in the world, everywhere. I've spent a lot of time in different places, and I do mean more than just physical. In different times, different places, I've seen the same energy wearing a million different faces. The same story played out across the entire universe. Multiverses, okay? And in every single one, the human is also an energy source for something else, if not for itself. You have a purpose as a creature, as a functioning part of this entire existence. And it's not just to be food to something or to make something food for you. Now, I need you to realize, for your sake, how easily a mosquito takes from you. And how easily a bird can just go. And I've seen a falcon snatch a little bird under that tree and fly off. It had no quarrels about it. That bird got destroyed and fed the falcon. Okay? When you consume alcohol, you are consuming a spirit that is from a dimension parallel to yours. The only way for it to get here is through dead water. Water that's zombified in between states. Liquor, fermented, dead fruit or vegetables. Life sustained just enough to rot. And then you drink it. Tasty. And then you end up doing the thing that's hidden deep in your subconscious, because that spirit that you just consumed has no quarrels about your life. It just wants to see you react emotionally in some way to release energy so that it can eat. So when you get drunk and you have sex, you're not the one enjoying it. That entity is. When you're eating that piece of meat, you're not really the one enjoying it. That entity maneuvering you is. That's why you kind of zone out. Sometimes you bite your tongue. Sometimes you chew on your cheek. You smack yourself in the face with a fork. Whatever. Entities exist. You exist. Mosquito exists. What you're doing isn't what you're doing. You're not in full control of yourself. So what you really should be doing is taking the death out of you. No more liquor. No more burning plants for your lungs. Just give it up. Because you're acting like a ghoul, like a barbarian, and I mean like an orc, like a troll. Don't do it. You're far too graceful for that, than to be chewing on flesh or to be consuming liquid death and then behaving so stupidly. And then blaming the liquid death you consumed, or just not even acknowledging it and distracting yourself with physical pains because you just ate the rear end of an animal. I mean, would you go and cut that rear end and eat it? Go ahead. Take a knife, go to a cow or a chicken, slice its throat, and just eat it. Don't cook it. Don't make it easy for yourself. Look at what you just did and eat. Go ahead. I triple fucking dog dare you. And if you're gonna do it, and then you're gonna enjoy it, do you know what's wrong with you? You're being controlled by an entity. Because if you exist and you have a heart, and it beats, and you pay attention to the beat of it, you would keep that heartbeat singing and dancing. Not in terror, not in adrenaline rushes, not in anger or lust. So entities exist and they make you do stupid things, and then you lose your life. You lose your light. They distract you. If you start distracting yourself and say, oh, I'll do that later, you're putting a piece of energy somewhere to be used later, and then you don't watch it, and something comes and takes it, or it uses it as a gooey doorway to you. I lost someone very special to me. Technically lost. She was a very good woman. And she took so many medications and lived her life in such fear and anger and resentment towards people. And she was so extremely psychic that she attracted a lot of bad entities. And now, she doesn't even look human anymore. And every day she becomes more and more cruel. And she doesn't even see it. Every day lovers get torn apart because of entities. People fall into hospital beds because of entities. You're doing it to yourselves by the things you put in your body that gives other things permission to put you in their body. Cause and effect. It has nothing to do with karma. Karma doesn't really function the way you think it does. There isn't some universal force holding something to punish you. Give me a break. It's you doing it to yourself. So stop distracting yourself from everything and become aware of your energy. Because if you were doing the moral thing, like the North Star, Polaris, regardless of what you do, she's or he is always up there pointing the way. I don't care if you believe it's a matrix or whatever. We'll get into that later. Do the thing that your future self will thank you for. Because whether you realize it or not, there's no past, present, or future. You're just right now. And I don't really know how to explain it to you. So you're going to need to really stop eating all that crap. Take care of your energy. Be aware. Be conscious. Be aware of what you're thinking. I was in a really great relationship a while ago. And the person was drinking behind my back. And every time he drank, he would be extremely cruel. And then when he stopped, when he sobered up, he wouldn't remember what he did. People call that alcoholic something or other. I knew better. It's an entity. You're drinking and consuming an entity. It's taking control of your body, doing things, and then once it's done, because your body fights it off, because you're poisoning your body when you're drinking liquor. It's actual poison you're putting into yourself. Once your body flushes it out, you sober up. You regain your light. You realize the stupid shit you did. And then you drink again, or you smoke again, or you go and eat again. And then another entity shows up. So how many different forms of mosquitoes are there? And insects? And life forms? That's how many different kinds of entities there are. Every single thought you think attracts one of them, good or bad. And then when you keep thinking the same thoughts over and over about other people, they form into thought forms. If it's a negative thought form, that thought form will go and attack that person. If somebody keeps telling you that someone in your life is terrible, they're creating a thought form, and that thought form is harassing you every time you think that someone's terrible. Because at your core, you don't think anybody's terrible. Really, we're all children of light. And the ones that don't have their light anymore, they gave into entities. Entities took them over. The person I lost, technically lost, you know what I mean. I had a dream the day of everything going bad. of his bubble and my bubble being in this pool of darkness, and my bubble was brighter and he got ripped out of my bubble into like this weird black goo. And when I woke up, no matter, like, in the vision, no matter what I was trying to do, I couldn't get the goo off of him. And the next day he was so hateful and angry, and then he was gone. And no matter what I did, entities are real. From everyone I know to everyone you know, I can pretty much guarantee you every single one of them is possessed by something or has given control up to something. And if you're drinking and smoking and eating meat, you're doing the same thing. And you know it, because it doesn't feel right. Do you feel like yourself when you're being super drunk? No, you feel uninhibited or angry or really passionate. Why is it always such a drastic kind of, because of an entity. And I'm not telling you all this to scare you. I'm telling you all this to snap the fuck out of it. You know better. You know there are entities just as well as you know that there's bugs that are biting the shit out of me right now. So please, would you just stop drinking and smoking and eating meat for a few days so that you can think rationally, logically, and with some common sense, with a heart that knows other people hurt too, and you care about how they feel. Could you be that shining light again for just a few hours and do the right thing? And I don't mean left or right, binary right or any of that. I mean really the thing you know, that when a thief takes something from someone, deep down inside, he or she knows that they did something that isn't kind. So do me a favor. Put it all down. Get a hold of your energy. Just breathe in real deep a few times. Tell yourself you love everyone in your life. And the people you really are mad at, especially previous relationships, man. We hold so much stuff back because of what entities what the thoughts we thought that attracted the entities that made a connection, and then we continuously think the same thought. Oh, so-and-so is terrible because so-and-so did this. If you take the entity out of it, do you remember the light in that person? Do you remember how awesome that person was before an entity messed with you? Do you? I do. And it breaks my heart. So much time and experience and love has been just spread across in places it shouldn't have, and wasted and spent in ways that are beneath you. They are completely beneath you. And yet you do them. It shatters me. You're so much better than what you've become. You did so much to be the person you thought you were going to be when you were younger. And now you're going to sit there and make up reasons to live your life in a less than worthy way. because of excuses and self-righteous judgment and narcissistic manipulation and people's opinions and judgments. Oh God, can I just, oh. Where's the wisdom in your actions? Where's the longing? Where's the desire? Where's the knowing that what you're doing is truly the godly thing to do? The thing your God self would do. The thing that the best version of you would have done without thinking twice. Forgiveness, kindness, generosity, faith, hope, and charity. Intelligence, common sense. Entities exist. Narcissists are being controlled by entities. The entire television set is a direct conduit to the astral and other realms. Water is a conduit. Soda, liquor, meat, plants, anything that breathes and lives or isn't the shell of it, then everything is energy. What you think molds the energy around you, sends out a beacon like a pulsating star in heaven, in the skies, in the universes. And other beings see that light. Like a moth to a flame, they come at you, irregardless of the damage they'll take or that they'll do to you. You're nothing but meat to them. Energy, sex, food, money, a tool to be used, something to be blamed. Because they're matching the same in you. So before we go any further in our relationship together, you and I, worlds, I need you to be aware, like every good mom will tell you, take care of yourself. Take care of your heart. You are a child of light, of wisdom and intelligence and love. Why are you dimming it? Why are you hiding behind liquor bottles and fake happiness and emotional responses that are only fueled by someone else's touch or image or scent? I mean, if the only excitement you have is an app on your phone, or when you hang out with someone, man, you deserve better. You're worthy of better. I remember when I was with my partner, we used to laugh so much. I would laugh so much, I would snort and cry, and literally every time he would make me laugh to the point where my stomach hurt and I had to run to the bathroom to pee. He was amazing. And it would always be the most snarky, bland joke, comment, like the most sarcastic, dry wit from a Leo. Because he knew exactly the point of view that I wasn't looking at it from. And it made me, it was hilarious. We had an amazing connection. We still do. Entities messed with us. And then they messed with us through our family. And then they messed with us through us. They messed with us through our pets, our furry little children. and then through the environment we lived in. It got so much I couldn't do it by myself anymore. I was constantly being attacked from other realms, from other times, from other... And so was he. And then every time we went to any friends, they all spoke badly. They spoke badly of me to him and of him to me, and then of us together. And I don't mean they were just rude. I mean they really just weren't authentic people. They would say nice things but not mean it. They would, you know, the kind of shit. The fake Barbie, kiss kiss, boo boo. You know, like, get the fuck out of here. Entities. I lost my best friend to a virus caused by an entity, a sexually transmitted demon, if you want to call it that. I have no friends right now, and I'm relieved. Yeah, it gets lonely sometimes, but I've reached a point of I have gained some wisdom here on this really lonely path. Everyone needs help to see exactly what the problem is. And my lovely, lovely love of my lives, all of you, you're being manipulated by people and beings and energies around you that you're unaware of. From the food coloring you eat to the things you listen to, you are completely unaware of how many entities are manipulating you. As if you're nothing. And not just in this plane of existence, not just this. Because I'm sitting here and getting attacked by mosquitoes, and outside of this, remember those Russian dolls? One goes inside the other. Your inner child goes into your energy body, your light body, your mental. They all go into each other, into the physical, the auric, the celestial, the whatever. All of them, okay? One into another. We're kind of limited to this right now because the problem is here. We can't sense outside of here because outside of here is where all of them are. So it's kind of like you're in a dark room and you've turned off the lights and you're hiding in the corner. But everybody can see exactly what you're doing. And the only way for you to feel really authentic again for yourself is to stop hiding. And how are you hiding? By the clothes you wear, by the foods you eat, by the actions you take, by the thoughts you think. You could be doing the right thing, but it would mean giving up who you are. I didn't have a choice in the matter. Everything I had was not taken, not dissolved. It was like the universe came and separated me from everything I had built my entire life. Everything, right down to my own siblings, and pets, and partner, home, credit cards, car, everything. I was plucked out by the universe and put somewhere in a corner and asked to observe myself and everyone around me. You're all being controlled by entities. And I really wish you would be aware of it. And instead of be afraid, I would hope that you would realize that we're all living together. And you need to set boundaries and respect yourself. A mosquito can either fly at you and eat you, or you can shoo it away constantly, or you can dispatch it. Don't use me as food. I exist and I matter. What I feel is important. What I think is very relevant. The entire collective and I exist for a reason. We are all unity and creation and truth and love and wisdom and intelligence and all the virtues and aeons and all the things from Pleroma and beyond. There are entities, my love, from your family to your fish to your reflection. What you see in the mirror is not you. What you see in photographs is not you. And in video, it's not you. It's you being controlled with an entity, even at a 0.1% level. So you have a few choices. You're going to be attracting things, regardless of what you do. Are you going to attract kind, decent, exemplary examples? Or are you going to attract mosquitoes and bugs? And not the ladybugs of the dragonflies, but actual just ooh. Do the right thing. Stop distracting yourself from what it is you want. Because what it is you want is the same thing everybody else wants. Family. Codependency. Everything is codependent. That tree needs the soil, the air, the water, everything. The bugs, the symbiotic relationship. Doesn't mean you need to be a mess. It just means you need to appreciate your connection. And respect it. Respect the love you created together with someone you spent your life with. Every moment is a new lifetime, and you spent so many moments loving someone, caring for someone, going through hell with someone. Literally. Experiencing different timelines and dimensions to the point where your mind was opened. For yourself, you saw it all happen and you still distracted yourself from it. I love you. Please be aware that your heart deserves to feel kindness. And go home to your heart. Go home. Bring your family together. Bring the people you've shut out back in. Tell them you love them. Forgive them and yourself for the judgments. And go have a nice day together. Sit on a bridge and wiggle your toes in the water. Write that love note. Be kind. It's the only way. You have to be who you are, and what you are is kind.